I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I'm born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. Yes, I really love my job. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Yes, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. We're disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted.
Good morning, Firmly Rooted family. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Ministries. It is Monday morning, and as I lamented in the men's devotion, something wrong with southeastern Michigan when you got to have your heat on in the end of May. Just saying. Before we get to our devotion in the end of the gospel or end of Mark 4, let's see who's on board. My cousin Dave Donnelly. Good morning, Vivian Davis. Good morning, Steve Giroux out in the YouTube world. Brian Vlaming. Good morning, Saints. Emily Connolly. Good morning. As well as others are popping in. So this is a very familiar passage or event with Jesus and his disciples. Jesus calming the storm. Let me read it, talk about a few things. That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, let's go over to the other side. Right? Let's go over to the other side of the lake, because it would be quicker to go across it than walk all the way around it, right? And plus, they have their boats. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. So they're not the only boat. There's other boats. A furious squall came up. Kind of reminds me of the book of Jonah, where there's almost this, it is a God-created storm. God controls nature and causes this storm to get worse and worse and worse until they throw Jonah overboard and the big fish swallows him up. But here it is. This storm is coming up. It's so bad that the waves broke over the edge of the boat. You see, that's danger time, right? When the water starts coming over the top. And so it was nearly swamped. These guys are fearful. They're out of control. They're trying to bail the water out of the boat. They're trying to do everything they can, and nothing's working. And to everyone's amazement, Jesus is sleeping in the back of the boat. I mean, we could ask a question right now. How is it possible that Jesus is sleeping in the middle of a storm, that this boat is kicking all over the place? How is it possible that Jesus is asleep when something horrific is happening on the outside, out there in the world? What kind of peace does he have to have? And what kind of peace does he know to not be with the disciples, bailing water out of the boat, trying to defy what nature's doing? But there's a reason why every gospel that writes about this event describes the disciples as furiously working to do stuff. I got to fix it. 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 And Jesus is just the opposite. Asleep. Peaceful. Finally, they woke Jesus up and said, "Teacher, don't you care that we're about to drown?" Right? So the first lesson is go to Jesus right away, right? I mean, that's the first lesson. Don't spend time bailing water. Don't try to defy what's happening. When all hell breaks loose, go find Jesus. But their response is, "Don't you care? Don't you care if we drown?" Oh, how many times haven't we been there? Overwhelmed by a situation, trying to manage it ourselves, trying to take care of it ourselves, trying to do it ourselves. Before we know it, we see Jesus or God like, "You're sleeping over there. You're not helping me. You're not doing anything." Well, rightfully, he could say, "Well, you haven't come to me yet. You've been trying to do it on your own." Jesus got up, rebuked the winds, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." And the wind died down. It was completely calm. Oof. One word, one phrase. Jesus speaks and nature listens. And every boat that was struggling is no longer struggling. And every boat that's there realizes that Jesus just calmed the storm. Here we human beings are trying to bail ourselves out of a problem when the God of the universe is saying, "How about turn to me? I can give you the peace that you need. I can give you the assurance you can need. I can give you what you need. You're not going to get it out there by bailing. You're not going to get it out there by working harder." He turns to his disciples and said, "Why were you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Be careful of that no faith thing. He says in another place, "You have little faith." See, even if I have the faith of a mustard seed, if I'm holding on to a really big God, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. But in the moment of trouble, if I don't have faith in God, but I'm putting faith in myself and faith that I'm going to solve the problem, faith that I'm going to figure this out, faith that I'm going to bail the water, faith that I'm somehow going to get us safe to safety, then our faith did not move us to go to Jesus. Why do you let yourself get into these fearful, overwhelming situations when I'm right here? Quit trying to do it on your own. Trust me. They were all terrified, overwhelmed. Who is this that even the winds and the waves obey him? Boy, underline that verse. The God of the universe is not asleep when we're going through hell, when we're going through tough times. The God of the universe is not asleep. He's right there. We've got to open our faith eyes. We've got to see him right there. And whatever is next in our lives is whatever is next. And he's going to speak peace into it. He's going to speak life into it. He's going to speak to it. Because he's true to his promises and he's true to his word. Jesus is saying to the disciples and you and me, keep your eyes on me. I'm the author and perfecter of your faith. Yeah, the winds and the waves. I see them. Come back to me. Oh yeah, that issue. Come back to me. Yep. Come back to me, because I'll go into those things. Right? The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He leads me besides these still waters, green pastures, paths of righteousness. Even if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm not going to fear any evil because you're with me. It's David looking back and saying, no matter what I'm experiencing, even if I have enemies, eventually they're going to be at my footstool. They're going to watch me feasting in the heavenly realms. Wow. This Monday morning, we're all going to face winds and waves. We are. Fix your eyes on Jesus. Don't wait and try to take care of yourself. Wake him up immediately. Get to him immediately. All right. Elmar, praying for you, brother. What a demonstration of his power, and it's only a small example. Amen. Nikki Chason, thank you. Great message this morning. Good. I'm glad it was a blessing to you all. Have a great day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.